This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
Country Roads have taken us home back to where we belong. The Country Roads Rankings, our top 10 Division 5, 6, and 7 football teams in North Central Ohio. Hello again, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, the avid traveler and fan of those country roads. They're just so much better than those windy, boring interstates that we have. But most of these schools are on some country roads, and most of these schools are doing very good on the football side of things. If we've had another mix-up in our top 10 rankings here, as always, we're brought to you by Truex Printing. If you need any cards, holiday cards, birthday cards, wedding cards of those sorts, programs, pamphlets, flyers, posters, Truex Printing will get the job done for you. And let's get our job done right now and get right into our top 10 teams here in North Central Ohio, the small school, the Country Roads Rankings. And welcome to the top 10, Cary, baby! The Cary Blue Devils are in at number 10 for the first time this year in the Country Roads Rankings. At one point in the last couple years, they were the number 1 team in our rankings. Well, they have made it back into the top 10 after their huge victory over Colonel Crawford. They have run off 5 straight victories, the upset against Crawford, 3 blowouts, 2 of those being a running clock victory. And they've gotten a lot of strength of schedule help, too, with that win over Colonel Crawford. So the Cary Blue Devils are in at number 10 this week. At number 9, the Fredericktown Freddies. They keep winning. It's just they've been beating teams that haven't given them much help on the side of things for bonus points and whatnot. So they stay at number 9 this week. They do have 2 upsets of Northmore and of Highland earlier in the year. Only 1 blowout, no running clock, so that's some of those points that they don't have, and the strength of schedule is okay. But they still have a chance of moving up still. 2 weeks to go, and they'll have a big one against Centerburg coming up in week number 10, so still a lot to play for, and Fredericktown can work their way back up my Country Roads Rankings. The Fighting Scott Spittlers in at number 9. Now to number 8 in the Monroeville Eagles. Monroeville still alive for a conference championship. 6 wins, 2 upset victories, 4 blowouts. Count it, 5 blowouts, I should say, and 4 running clock victories. They're in at 159 points, but they had the big win over Western Reserve. They have a couple big games coming up against Crestview and St. Paul to look to clinch a Firelands Conference Championship, trying to clinch a top 4 spot in their region as well. But the Monroeville Eagles have a shot once again this year at doing some good things and maybe finally getting that Firelands Conference Championship. To number 7, and the Western Reserve Rough Riders, who had a huge victory over the Crestview Cougars on Friday night. Western Reserve, with their big win, their 6th victory of the year. 6 blowouts, 6 running clocks. All of their victories have been blowouts, and that's why they stay in the top 10 despite 2 losses. Not a lot of strength of schedule points either. That's why they have so many running clock victories, but because they won so big, that is why they stay at number 7. Now to our number 6 team, the Mohawk Warriors. Mohawk looking to lock up a top 4 spot. They have a chance of moving well into the top 5 if they can knock off Cary at Cary coming up this weekend. That would not only do that, it would not only clinch them a home playoff spot, maybe 2 weeks in the playoffs with that bye, but a win over Cary would make it a 3-way tie in the Northern 10 between them, Cary, and our number 5 team being the Colonel Crawford Eagles. Colonel Crawford dropping down after that tough loss by 10 points to Cary on Friday night, their first loss of the season. They do have the upset victory of Mohawk. They have 5 blowout victories, 4 running clock victories. They do have some strength of schedule help with the Mohawks and some other teams as well in their non-conference. So they're sitting right at number 5. So let's take a look at what we've had so far from 10 to number 5. Cary at 10, Fredericktown 9, Monroeville 8, Western 7, Mohawk 6, Colonel Crawford 5. But you see, between number 5 and number 1, it's not too far behind. And we'll get to the top 4 here momentarily. But first, a word from our folks at Truex Printing.
Searching for stationery that feels personal? Make it truly inspired. From custom wedding invitations and greeting cards to business stationery and gifts, every design from Truly Inspired Paper Company is handcrafted in Ohio. Whether you're celebrating a milestone, saying thanks, or sharing everyday joy, we make it easy to create something beautiful and memorable. Visit trulyinspiredpaperco.com and make every message truly inspired.
I'm truly inspired just watching that commercial, but they will create some nice cards for you, especially with the holidays coming around. I mean, who doesn't like a good holiday card? Get you and your significant other on there. People love that, hanging up on their refrigerators and on their walls and things like that for the holiday season. So, we've gone over our top or bottom 6 teams so far in the Country Roads rankings. Let's get right back to things and take a look at our number 4 team, and that is the Mount Gilead Indians. Yeah, they dropped down despite their win over Northmore on Friday night because, well, our number 3 team has been just shooting up the standings. Mount Gilead, right now, 7 victories, 4 upsets. That was an upset over Northmore because the Fantastic 50 projected Northmore to go 10-0. 3 blowouts, 2 running clock victories, a lot of strength of schedule as well. They're in that jumble between 4th and 1st place. It's only separated by 27 points, so a lot can still go down here in the final 2 weeks. Our number 3 team for you in the Country Roads rankings, up to number 3, the Margaretta Polar Bears. They continue to just run up the standings. 7 wins, 1 upset victory, a big one over Hopewell Loudon, 6 blowout victories, 5 running clock victories. The Hopewell Loudon win and a couple others have them a lot of strength of schedule bonus points as well. They've defeated teams that are a couple divisions up ahead of them. So Margaretta continuing the roll. Now they're probably one of the favorites in their region as well after that win over Hopewell Loudon. So at number 3, the Polar Bears of Margaretta High School. Now to our number 2 team, and it is once again for the 2nd consecutive week, the Centerburg Trojans. Centerburg just behind number 1 with another win over Danville this past week. 7 victories, the 1 loss coming to Johnstown Monroe in week number 2. 6 blowouts, 6 running clock victories. They do have the upset of Northmore. A lot of strength of schedule as well, as you can see there. Elite status, that's a good one because they are an elite team right now, and they're looking to lock up the number 1 spot in D6 Region 23. But they are not our number 1 team this week. Oh no, my friends. Our number 1 team still is the Hillsdale Falcons. Hillsdale at number 1 once again this week, undefeated at 8-0. They do have the 1 upset of Downton. They have a ton of blowouts. All 8 are blowouts. They have 4 running clock victories, a lot of strength of schedule thanks to the Smithvilles, the Doughtons of the world, and they stay at the number 1 spot here this week in the Country Roads rankings as the Hillsdale Falcons just ahead of the Centerburg Trojans as we take a look at the final 10. Number 10, Cary. Number 9, Fredericktown. Number 8, Monroeville. 7th is Western Reserve. 6th is Mohawk. 5th is Colonel Crawford. 4th, Mount Gilead. 3rd, Margaretta. 2nd, Centerburg. And 1st, Hillsdale. And you got to think, it was Hillsdale, Mount Gilead, and Crawford for the first few weeks. But then the big win from Centerburg over Mount Gilead as they roll. The big win over Hopewell Loudon for Margaretta. They're up to number 3 now. So we have I still think, a 5-way race here for the champion of Country Roads rankings. Mohawk, if they beat Cary, we'll see if that can bump them up with some losses ahead of them too. But I think the top 5 will have a really good chance. And the top 6, all should get a bye. Monroeville as well. Fredericktown may not. We may have 8 teams in our top 10 get byes into the postseason. So a lot of teams here playing for a lot down the line, especially my Country Roads rankings. But that's gonna do it for this edition of the Country Roads rankings. We have 2 more remaining, 2 more weeks in the regular season as well. A lot to play for. All these teams, well, Hillsdale, Centerburg, the top teams have clinched playoff spots. No one's clinched the top 4 spot like the Shelby Whippets in Division 4, so we'll have to wait to see if that changes after this week. Just stay tuned with the Friday Night Pigskin on Friday night. I'll have all of that broken down by the end of the show. But we want to thank our sponsors once again, Truex Printing, for being the sponsor of these Country Roads rankings this week as we get going with tournament time for soccer and volleyball, as well as you just saw volleyball and soccer earlier tonight on the OH Report. We got a lot coming your way, especially with the football season winding down. But that will do it for me, Travis Big League Berardi, on the Country Roads rankings. We will see you again next week.